Joining me now is Doctor Who expert Gavin Fuller and David Stephenson, who's TV critic for the Sunday Express. Great to have you both on the programme, and I bet this is the biggest moment in TV for a while, certainly for you, isn't it, Gavin?
Oh yes, sort of since the programme stopped in its last series. So this is the next thing on. What's going to happen? Who's the new Doctor? It's very interesting to find out at last how it will be.
So you're super excited.
Yep.
David, interesting that Peter Capaldi is kind of up there as the favourite. What do you make of that?
Well, it is interesting. I mean, on Tuesday, I had an email from William Hill saying he's suddenly come into the betting at 2-1. So I don't know whether his mother suddenly put a bet on, but all the time since then, we've been talking about him. I mean, I don't know. I mean, he's certainly free to do it. The thick of it has finished. And he'd be quite different if we wanted a sort of older Doctor. And certainly comedy Doctor I would have thought as well, but people have been joking about things like having a swear box in the TARDIS, which you might well need if he comes into it.
Certainly, if you've seen the thick of it. Well, look, let's have a little clip of him, or watch him now, just to remind ourselves. He's a great actor, isn't he? Let's look at this.
Thank you for returning to this inquiry, Mr. Tucker.
That's no problem. I had a hair appointment, but I think they can fit me in next week.
There's no need to be so flippant about this inquiry.
Well, it's just, you keep asking me the same questions. I can't really help it if you don't like the answers.
Maybe you could try a little harder in
Playing
answering.
the eminent Malcolm Tucker in the thick of it. I mean, Gavin, he's known for being, well, certainly as in that role, a very rude, very aggressive character. Of course, Doctor Who would be very different. He's a brilliant actor, but will he be an interesting choice, do you think, as Doctor Who? As a mad fan, would you like to see him be your Doctor?
He would have been top of my list had you asked me who I would like, but he would be a very interesting choice. It would be a reversion to an older and possibly a more abrasive Doctor as well.
Because the trend has been for young Doctors
Yes.
recently, so why would they change that, do you think?
Well, we've had the trend of the younger, so it would make sense to me to go back. Originally, they were all fairly older people, late middle age, things like that. So yes, we've gone down in recent years to a younger demographic, but it's all the character is so multifaceted. It might be time to step back from that, go to an older one, and we've got the mystery as well as what is John Hurt's doing in the 50th anniversary special, and he's certainly older.
OK, let's have a look at some of the runners and riders. Ben Daniels, let's get your thoughts, David, on Ben Daniels. Where have we seen him before, and what do you think he'd be a good Doctor?
Well, I think he would. He's from Cutting It. He's also been in the American version of House of Cards, so the Americans know him, and of course it's all about the market, isn't it, for TV now? I mean, he might be a little bit more conventional. I think we know what we're getting with Ben Daniels, but I think if they were going for a safe choice, it would probably be him.
OK, so that's your thoughts. What about Daniel Rigby? Do you like the idea of him, Gavin?
I haven't really seen him in anything, so I can't comment. Again, it would be going back to the younger ones. Sort of you look at him and sort of, yes, it's almost like another Matt Smith sort of era Doctor. So it might be better, to my mind, to move away from that, as I said earlier.
Well, David will tell us a bit more about Daniel Rigby. I mean, do you rate him as an actor? Do you think he'd be good?
Yeah, I mean,
why?
well, people know him from the BT broadband ad, which is a bit odd.
It is odd.
But he also got a BAFTA for Eric and Ernie, and that was a really good biopic. So, I mean, I think he's quite twinkly, quite funny. He's got a theatre background like Matt Smith. I mean, I think, he wouldn't be a disappointing choice. I think people would go for him.
Really interesting, and why not? A lot of chat this time around about having a woman as a Doctor. What would you make of that, Gavin?
It would be very brave, and I think it would be a very polarising step to do.
And I think you'll be polarised on the wrong side. you wouldn't like it.
I'm a traditionalist. The programme's been in this format for 50 years, sort of. And
do you not think a woman could drive a TARDIS? Is that
oh no, I've got no problems with that. It's just sort of the mythology's brought up, and it would be a hell of a sea change to suddenly, with the dynamic it's had over 50 years, to move it into that direction.
Lots of women named, even Dame Helen Mirren, but Sheridan Smith's certainly one of the high runners and riders. Do you think they would be so brave as to nominate
I think they might be. If we're looking for something to happen after the 12th Doctor, say to reboot the series, park it for a little while, she'd be great to go out on. I mean, you're talking about driving the TARDIS. There could be a problem with parking it. I want to make that terrible joke. I'm sorry.
You want to come on the programme again, Gavin, Matt Smith was brilliant, wasn't he? Was he your favourite Doctor so far? He was a great actor, wasn't he? He is a great actor.
He was a very good actor in the part. I wouldn't say he was my favourite. I've got a couple of favourites from earlier years.
Okay.
But it was an interesting time with him.
Will
at
you
the
be
helm.
watching David on Sunday? It's all high suspension tension.
Oh, definitely. I mean, just to see the BBC can fill half an hour with one announcement, that should be a challenge.
Well,
in
we
itself.
manage it. Anyway, gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us tonight.